This video will cover the details of configuring an approval task. An approval task allows a user to review the work done in a request up to that point and then record a decision on how that request should move forward. The approver can also record their comments depending on how the approval is configured. The first step to configuring your approval task is to add appropriate choices. Right-click on the approval task, hover over Configuration, and choose Configure Task. Next, click on the Add Option button and type in an approval choice. The approver will only be able to make choices from this list, and the choice selected can be used in the start rules of the task following their approval. The Advanced Settings tab for an approval task allows you to fine-tune how the approval will behave when used. You can record required, optional, or no comments at all. You can display any forms that have been completed in the request prior to the approval task, giving the approver quick access to information that will help them make a decision. You can also allow approval by email to be recorded. This option requires some additional configuration of the email notification, which I will show later in this video. Next, you can specify a confirmation message to show a user when their approval decision has been recorded. The Previous Approvers option allows you to avoid requesting approval from an approver if, for instance, they have already chosen to reject this particular approval task and they are reassigned it because of a loop in the process. Now let's configure the approval notification to allow approval by email. Right-click on the approval task, hover over Configuration, and select Notification Settings. You will then use the Pre-fill Notification with Request Data menu in the upper right-hand corner. For source, you are going to choose Data. For task, you're going to choose the approval task that we are currently on, so our Manager Approval. For field, you will see that there are links to each approval option you added, so link to approve and link to deny. Click on one and click Add to Body. And do the same for the other approval options. Once you are done configuring your notification, select Save Notification and click Close. The last step to configuring your approval task is to configure the recipients. Right-click on the approval task, hover over Recipients, and choose Recipients. You can search for users or narrow them down by clicking this filter icon here. You can also search based on groups by typing them in the search bar. You can add users or groups by clicking on the plus icon, and you can remove a user by clicking the minus icon. If you have multiple users assigned to a task, you can also assign recipient rules by clicking on the Configure Rules button for individual users. When you are done configuring your recipients, click Close. Your approval task has now been fully configured. If you have any questions or would like more information, contact your customer success team.